Social media. Our lives pretty much revolve around it. But with friend request, it shows just how easily social media can destroy us, especially if the supernatural is involved. It's pretty much a ghost story, but it's also a biting commentary. Basically, where do I start? Well, it starts out with a social butterfly who's kind of a humanitarian, and she is loved by all. She's practically a goddess. Then she accepts a friend request from the school outcast. Big mistake. This girl goes total single white female on her. And unfortunately, when she unfriends her, things take a turn for the worst. And the supernatural. Her friends turn on her, and she's got to figure out a way to stop what the girl, or the outcast girl, is doing before it's too late. Honestly, I felt sorry for everyone involved. The social butterfly, she was just trying to be nice. And she got way in over her head, and things sort of spiraled for her. She basically lost her life slowly. It was like watching someone go through cancer. The outcast girl was like a Greek tragedy character. I know. I keep saying various characters are like Greek tragedy characters in my reviews, but that's what I see. The girl had a tragic life, but rather than rise above it, she chose to be a monster. Honestly, I didn't know whether to hug her or sick an exorcist on her. I felt both fear and pity for her. She was really a deep character. Now the side characters, the butterfly's friends and family, turns out they were a little more than meat for the monster. They sort of offered a running commentary about how quickly the social butterfly went from goddess to filth, basically. The outcast was bringing her down to her level. And it was very rough to watch, but in a good way. Now, the effects were a pretty good combo of decent practical makeup and gore effects, and the addition of slightly subpar CGI. But what really made up for it was the audio. Besides the usual jump scare, punctuation, and pop music, or in this case, pop rock, there were these audio cues. And every time you heard them, you knew something was going to go down. The main one was this digital static. You know, that weird da-da-da-da-da-da noise that crops up in electronic devices sometimes. That was the main cue. Added on to that were children whispering, which gave me the shivers. And wasps buzzing, which tapped into one of my phobias, because I don't like swarming insects. especially ones that fly and sting. And wasps played a big part in the supernatural aspect of the film. Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but there were also these animated segments that not only offered a glimpse into the outcast's mind, but also cleverly foreshadowed events of the film. But you had to be paying real close attention to see something other than just good animation sequences. Overall, Friend Request is a pretty good social commentary about how online personas and social media are slowly consuming everyone. And before you know it, you're no longer you, you're your page. And if your page is devoid of friends or followers, what happens to you? Do you cease to exist? Are you a hollow shell? And do you really know the person whose friend request you're clicking on right now? Catch you on Facebook.